Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is Arina, and if you are coming back, I hope you and your family are doing super fine at home. And in today's video, I'm gonna do a lot of testing new makeup and also retesting some of the products I used in my previous video, but I really want to formulate my thoughts on them. So without further ado, let's get started. I think today we're gonna start with the eyes, so I'm gonna do my brows first, and I'm using a new product. This is from Revlon Colorstay Brow Lights Brow Pencil, and I have mine in the shade Soft Brown. So it is very interesting because this brow is very thick and one side is matte and one side is shimmery. I haven't tested the formula, so I don't know yet. And also it comes with a brush. Remember that viral brush where people do their foundation and contour and everything like that with this like toothbrush shaped brush. So that's very interesting. So we will find out right now. I'm gonna do my brows with this. Okay, first impression, this brow product is very creamy. It's very soft and creamy. I think if I zoom you guys in, you can see that this color is too warm against my brow hairs. I have a black and dark brow hair, and yeah, I don't think this soft brown suits with me, but I'm just gonna go with it. Also, I kind of like this brush because it feels soft and it helps to blend out the product, and I feel like the shimmer doesn't show up too much on the brows, and people will not notice that. Even though if I look far, I did not notice any shimmer particles on my brows. That's good to know. So I'm just gonna finish up my brows, do the other brows, and clean it up with concealer, and I will be right back. Okay, my brows are pretty much done, and to be honest, the formula of this is too emollient and too creamy for my liking, and I'm afraid that throughout the day it's gonna move around. And let's move on to the eyes. I'm just gonna prime my eyes using a concealer that I'm gonna use for the rest of my makeup today. I'm using Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer from Too Faced, and I have mine in the shade Golden Beige. For this concealer, a little dust goes a long way, so you don't need too much to cover the pigment on the eyelids or discoloration or your veins or whatever you want to cover really. And eyeshadow today, I'm gonna use a Revlon Colorstay Enigma eyeshadow. This palette is so cute. I heard nothing but good things about this palette from Revlon. Okay, I'm gonna start off with a transition shade, which is usually not what I will do for my makeup look nowadays. So for transition shade, I'm gonna go in with this pink color over here. So I'm using a blending brush. This one is from Wet n Wild P20. I haven't set my concealer. Okay, using a blending brush like this gives you a diffuse color, but I really want to pack on that pink shade. So I pick up this pencil brush, and as you can see there, I already put some there. You can see the difference. This one is diffuse and more soft, whereas this one is really bright and the color is quite vivid. So I'm just going to pack this on just underneath the crease. And that you can see the difference here. This is diffused and this is more opaque and saturated. I'm taking a clean brush, this one, like a blending brush, but it's slightly smaller. And then I'm deepening the outer corner using the darkest purple shade in this palette, focusing it just on the outer corner here, using the same pencil brush. And then I'm just going to do a soft cut crease, nothing too precise. So I'm taking a flat brush and also a concealer, taking tiny amount, and just do a simple cut crease. I don't know if this one is going to turn out dramatic, but we'll see. And then to blend the concealer with the eyeshadow, I'm taking the pink shade that we use for the transition. So I'm packing it here. Okay, this brush already have the purple color. Changing my brush. Okay, this is what we're having right now. Okay, for the rest of my eyelid, I'm gonna use this pretty pink shimmer shade, and first I'm gonna use my brush to pack on the color, and then I'm gonna use my finger to intensify the pigment. So this is what the color looks like, the shimmer shade looks like without wetting the brush or without using a finger. Right now I'm gonna try to use my finger and see if it intensified the pigment or not. Yeah, definitely intensified. Going back again with the pink shade to blend the pink shimmer with the pink matte shade. And of course, I'm gonna use an eyeliner. This one is L'Oreal Matte Signature eyeliner in the shade Brown Signature. I really like this eyeliner because it's matte and it's dry down super fast. It's okay if the eyeliner, the wing is not perfect because we're gonna clean it up with the concealer. Okay, eyeliner are done. I think I'm gonna go for like something a little bit different. So on top of that brown liner, I'm gonna use focallure liquid glitter, I think, and this one is in the shade 01 Diamond. I'm gonna take this glitter with a eyeliner brush and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it turns out beautiful. I think it's already half an hour and I haven't moved to face makeup. Okay, finally we're gonna move on to face makeup. So I'm using Catrice Hydro Plumping Serum with 1.5% hyaluronic acid. I used this on my previous like testing drugstore makeup, so I'm gonna use it again. In that video, I'm kind of not loving this primer, so today we're gonna test it out again. To be honest, I haven't touched this primer since that video. This will be my second impression. I forgot that this primer has a fragrance. Like, I like the smell, but fragrance and skincare just like don't work for me. For the center of my face, I want to keep using this. This is Revlon Prime Plus Mattifying Plus Pore Reducing Primer. This helps to blur my pores. If I have the budget, I really want to try laser treatment, like to zap off this large pores that I have going on really here because it's really bothering me. I can't really achieve smooth makeup look on the nose area because the pore is really large there. And for foundation, I'm really excited to try this out. This is from It Cosmetics, Your Skin But Better CC Plus All Free Matte Pore Minimizing Full Coverage Cream Plus Anti-Aging and Hydrating Serum with SPF 40. So let me just read the claims on the box. Delivers 7 benefits in one. Full coverage matte foundation, SPF 40 physical sunscreen, brightening, color corrects, hydrating, minimizes the look of pores, conceal dark spots and signs of anti-aging, which I really need right now. So I have mine in the shade medium and it comes in this tube with a pump. Like, this product has been in the market for quite some time and I think most people love this. Comes out pretty thick. So I'm gonna start with the center. And I'm blending this out using brush. Okay, again with this foundation, the primer still, like, you can see that it clumps and like ball up. Okay, I changed my tools to a sponge, this Real Techniques sponge, and I'm squeezing out another pump. Okay, this is what it looks like with about 2 pumps of foundation. I can cover my imperfection, but it's still picking through. I don't think it claims to be high coverage. I don't see that. But with this foundation, I'm happy with the finish, and it gives off a natural finish, and it do transfer. Like if I pick up my earrings, you see that it transfers. I need to set this foundation. So over here I have breakouts also here, so you can see that it doesn't cover the redness of my pimples, so that's okay. So I know this shade is a bit light for my skin, this like, but I hope with concealer and bronzer gonna balance out the color. And for concealer, I'm using Born This Way Multi Sculpting Concealer in the shade Golden Beige. the one that I use for my eye primer. So this concealer is a full coverage concealer. Let's work with that amount first and see if we need to add on more concealer. So I'm gonna use the sponge. To be honest, the last time I used a sponge, I think like last year, the end of last year or something. I always go for brush because I feel like they are easy to use, but I really like how it make my base look, so maybe I'll start to use sponge again. Before we set everything, I'm gonna use a jelly dough blush from Colourpop, and this one is in the shade Rose Jelly. So it matches with the eye look. I'm gonna use the sponge that it comes with. So in my previous video, I used this on top of powder. Please don't do that because it clumps and it doesn't look beautiful. So I'm gonna run this also on top of my nose. Okay, let's powder this down. I'm using two different powder. For the under eyes, I'm gonna use the RCMA no color powder, and for my face, I'm gonna use focallure face powder in the shade 02. And because I used the focallure powder previously for my under eyes and it cakes up, so I don't wanna repeat the same mistake. Let me just set the under eyes first using RCMA no color powder, and then for the entire face, I'm gonna set it with the focallure no color powder. For bronzer, I'm using Revolution Glow Splendor Ultra Matte Bronzer in the shade Light, and it has a very nice smell. This is what the shade looks like. It looks cool toned. I think this like Revolution Glow is meant for darker skin tone, but I really want to try it out because I really love the packaging and hopefully it works for my skin tone. So I heard that it is very pigmented, so I'm gonna be mindful with the amount that I'm gonna put on my face. The shade is okay, it's just that you have to be careful when picking it up because it is super pigmented, and sometimes pigmented products are hard to blend. See what I meant there? Oops! So just take a clean blending brush and thank God it is easy to blend. For my blush, I'm gonna use this one from BH Cosmetics Glamorous Blush 10 Color Blush Palette. This is an old palette of mine. So I'm gonna go in with this pink shade here, and if it's not bright enough, I'm gonna mix with this, what is it called? Magenta color? Magenta? Is it magenta? Not sure. But first, gonna go in with the pink. It's super powdery. Okay, now let's move on to highlight. I'm gonna use the Soul Body from Colourpop, and this one is in the shade Platinum. Mine is like broken, so I don't think this shade suits this makeup look, so change of plan. So for highlight, I'm using this one. This is Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Finger Foil Face Quad, and it comes in 4 shades like this. It's super pretty and they are very blinding. So for today, I'm gonna use this shade over here. It is a very beautiful pinky, super reflective shade. So I'm gonna use a sparse brush like this so that I don't pick up too much product. I noticed that this shade is quite glittery. Let's just move on. I'm gonna use the same shade for my inner corner highlight, also to highlight my nose. We haven't finished with the eye makeup, so don't be alarmed. So for the under eyes, I'm gonna go back in with this Enigma palette and taking that pink shade and focusing it on the outer corner, leaving the 1/3 of the inner corner bare because I'm gonna place other shades there. And then for the one part there, in the corner there, I'm gonna take the pink shimmery shade and pressing it. Before I put on mascara, I'm gonna melt down this makeup using the Prime and Fine Multitalent from Fixing Spray from Catrice. Okay, the setting spray already dried. Let's apply mascara. I'm using Revlon So Fierce mascara. So far, I really like the formula of this mascara. It's thick, but it coats every single lashes. But over applying this may result in clumpy lashes, but for me, I really don't mind the look of clumpy lashes because I don't have that many lashes anyways, and I do wear false lashes. So this is my lashes after the mascara, and this is before. I'm also gonna try this one from Colourpop. It's the Freckle pen, and I have in their darkest shade, dark brown. I haven't tried this. This is my first time. So I really hope it turns out well. I always love to apply full freckles on my blemishes anyways. I think they dry down pretty fast, so transfer method doesn't work. But I like the pigmentation, it's not too pigmented. Okay, lastly is lip product. I'm using Catrice lip cushion, and I have 3 shades with me. I think I'm gonna start with the lighter shade. So this one is a twisted tube. Just have to wait for the product to come out. Product is almost there. This is Coraline Crush. You already see that the product is there, but when I apply it on the lips, I don't see any color. Okay, this is what happens after midnight. So the color is super sheer. I think this is for people that doesn't want full pigment for their lips. So I think what I'm gonna do now is pick another lip shade that matches this. I think I'm just gonna use Kat Von D Lolita lip liner with Physicians Formula Healthy Lip in the shade All Natural Nude. This is the finished look. Okay, let's do a quick roundup of the products that we used today. Firstly, the foundation. I honestly really love the foundation. It gives off a natural finish. It doesn't look cakey even though I put 2 pumps on my skin, and it doesn't emphasize the texture on my skin. Even though it is an oil-free matte foundation, it doesn't feel too matte. I think dry skin people can get away with this foundation because I have dry outer perimeters and I can work with this foundation, and it blends really nicely with the sponge. I'm gonna use a sponge again, and I feel like I really love the finish of my foundation with a sponge. Even though I pick up the medium shade and it looks slightly lighter than my skin tone, and I top it off with the focallure face powder in the shade 02, and it balances out my skin tone and I don't look too ghostly. I don't think it oxidized or anything like that. I think it is true to the shade, to its color. And what else? The lip shade is suitable for those who doesn't want full pigment on their lips, and I think the twisty tube trend is really like a waste of time because you really don't know when the product is going to come out. The eyeshadow, I'm super happy and very amazed with the quality of this eyeshadow. I really recommend you guys to check out the Revlon Colorstay eyeshadow, specifically in the shade Enigma that I used today. I'm gonna try to purchase the other shades they have. This primer, I'm gonna say it is not suitable for me because every time I use it and the foundation kinda balls up my jawline here. On the other area where I place it, it works just fine. And for the Jelly Dough blush, I really like it underneath powder and it doesn't look patchy like my previous videos, so I recommend you guys to use this before powder. And for the full freckles, I'm gonna use it again because this is my first time using it. So far it does look like full freckles. It is not too pigmented. It looks like a beauty mark that is covered with foundation, if you know what I mean. It looks faded. So I think that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys love this makeup look. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe because I do a lot of this kind of video, reviewing, testing out new products. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you guys in my next one. Bye. Assalamualaikum.